So why LSTM? Long short-term memory LSTM networks are a type of recurrent neural network capable of learning order dependence in sequence prediction problems. This is a behavior required in complex problem domains like speech recognition, stock market predictions, etc. Let's take an example of sequential data which can be the stock market's data of a particular stock. A simple machine learning model or an artificial neural network may learn to predict the stock prices based on a number of features like the volume of stock, the opening value, etc. While the price of a stock depends on these features, it is also largely dependent on the stock values in the previous day. In the conventional feed-forward neural networks, there is no consideration for the stock prices of the previous day. RNNs also cannot solve entirely due to the problem of vanishing gradient. So what is the vanishing gradient problem? We know that weight which is applied on a particular layer is a multiple of the error term from the previous layer. When dealing with activation functions like the sigmoid function, the small values of its derivatives gets multiplied multiple times as we move towards the starting layers. As a result of this, the gradient almost vanishes and it becomes difficult to train these layers. LSTMs on the other hand make small modifications to the information by multiplications and additions. A typical LSTM network is comprised of different memory blocks called cells. With LSTMs, the information flows through a mechanism known as cell states. Let's take the example of predicting stock prices for a particular stock. The stock price of today will depend upon first the trend that stock has following in the previous days, maybe a downtrend or an uptrend. Second, the price of stocks on the previous day since many traders compare the price before buying it. And third, the factors that can affect the price of a stock for today, like a new company policy or maybe drop in company's profit, etc. These dependencies can generalize to any problem as the previous cell state, the previous hidden state, and the input at the current time step. This way, LSTMs can selectively remember or forget things. Thus, LSTMs do not manipulate the entire information but rather modify them slightly, hence, they are able to forget and remember things selectively. So, we had enough of theoretical concepts and functioning of LSTMs. Now, we would be trying to build a model that can predict company-wise stock prices. We will use the library Keras, which is the high-level API for neural networks and works on top of TensorFlow. First, we will import all the dependencies. Now comes the dataset preparation part. Data is extracted from the relevant SQL databases through MySQL connector. Again, for better data visualizations, we have plotted the price history data of stocks of a particular sector using the matplotlib library. Then we will split our data in two parts, that is test and train, where the 220 days will be taken for training and rest 30 will be used as testing dataset. Now we know that a LSTM network expects the input to be in the form samples, time steps, features, where samples is the number of data points, time steps is the number of time dependent steps in a single data point, features are number of variables we have for the corresponding true values in Y. We then scale the values between 0 to 1 and 1 hot encode our true values. As we know, a sequential model uses linear stack of layers. Coming to layers, the first layer is LSTM with 50 memory units and its return sequences. This is done to ensure that the next LSTM layer receives sequences and not just a randomly scattered data. Finally, the neurons in the last layer are equal to the number of unique characters because we need to output one hot encoded result. So we have used Atom for optimizers and mean squared error as loss. The model is fit over 100 epochs with a batch size of 50. Eventually, after enough training epochs, it will give better and better results over the time. This is how you would use the LSTM to solve a sequence prediction task. For sector wise, we have filtered each company according to their sectors and then followed the same steps as discussed earlier. Company stock insights. In this part, we have scraped the details of stock and important trading metrics to facilitate our user. We have used the getStats method from the Yahoo Finance library and finally displayed it with the help of Streamlit. So, these were the technical insights of the project. Now it's time for SWOT analysis of project. SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. Now, talking about strength, the project solves the dilemma for the users about which stock to choose by analyzing their past performance. Coming to weakness, since we have incorporated only limited number of parameters, there is only certain degree of accuracy. Also, many of the indeterministic factors affecting markets are ignored. Third is opportunity. Improvements can be made to our data collection and analysis method with more accurate algorithms. And lastly, for threats, investors may lose money if they solely rely on this tool, especially in extraordinary conditions like pandemic. Finally, we will move to the demonstration part which will be presented by Abhishek.